Good morning, shut-ins.
Yo, 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 yo.
How you doing this morning?
Good. Mike actually got the mic on today.
I know, huh? It's amazing. Slowly,
Dan said something funny
together
in the comments in my Instagram. He was like, yo, Mike be looking mad serious during the setup. And look, I was like, yeah, that's because this is the ocean right here. And Mike is the shark. There's only sharks around here, yo. Anybody want to help? Anybody want to help Mike? Just understand, you jumping in the ocean full of sharks. And Mike is the big dog. He's the megalodon. He roaming the waters. He looking to eat you up. So just for all y'all out there that's like, oh, I want to help. I want to participate. I want to be part. All right. Better have your ass up at 4 a.m. Otherwise, Mike is coming to hunt you down.
I'm Mike Dube. This is Eric Martin.
Yeah.
Y'all are here to see him. We have a really cool show today. Andrew Muddy's coming live with a multi-camera shoot remote, which is really cool. We haven't done this yet. Took a little bit of setup, but it was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew and I, that's at least one thing we have in common is we get all like excited about the geeky stuff. So we were.
Andrew, a fellow shark.
He is actually. He's the founder of Beantown Greentown. He'll be on first. We're gonna have Tom Rand from Patriots Helping Vets. I hope I got that name right. Tom Rand is out of Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and he's doing all kinds of awesome stuff with vets.
Nice.
Normally to like help them, but right now, it's probably an extra special time. We need some extra special help.
Good morning, everybody.
We're also gonna have Seth, Cheddar, Frappier, and he's watching right now. And Seth, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, and everyone might say like Frappier.
Frappuccino.
But you can tell me. It's like my last name. My last name is supposed to be pronounced Dube, and everyone says Doobie.
Seth Frappuccino.
But I'm cool with it being Doobie, so you'll let us know. And we have a giveaway. And we got to make it easy because so Scott the superfan, thanks. Scott's always ready before we are.
Scotty too hottie.
Scott the superfan was complaining that he and Nick were having a lot of trouble scrolling through the winners yesterday, and that's why we couldn't announce the winner on the show. And he said we have to come up with an easier way because he likes being a superfan, but there's a line, and we crossed it yesterday.
Scott got.
He wasn't testy. But he was just like.
Scott.
I could tell there was a level of frustration there.
Dang! Shout out to Scott for holding it in.
Shout out to Scott, the superfan.
Holding it in. He a volcano right now.
He was.
He ready to explode.
He was. He's backed up.
He probably gonna show up late today on purpose. Like, yo, I'm not.
Seth says that you're right that his last name is Frappuccino.
Nailed it, Frappuccino.
Nick the intern has an idea. He's always got ideas. I'm sure he'll let us know what it is.
It looks like Seth Cheddar Frappuccino.
In the next couple of days, we're gonna have Nick the intern finally on, and he's got some exciting news because he's actually been doing a lot of hard work behind the scenes for us, even though he's all injured. And he
we got a real different crew. Our crew is not like we're literally putting pieces to a puzzle that do not go together, and we just molded them in there. We just putting glue and then just stacking it next to each other, and it's all it's coming out to a picture. It's coming out to a pretty decent picture. So shout out to all the missing puzzles, the missing pieces out there.
It's
that got replaced.
Well, no, not even replaced.
They just didn't get found.
Yeah, we had never found.
Yeah, so shout out to everybody holding it down for us. Nick, Scott, who else is holding it down?
Oh, we have a bunch of people who help us out. Like, so Averill helps us out. Jen helps us out.
Yeah. Shout out to all the puzzles, the puzzle pieces.
There's a bunch of people
sticking together.
And we actually have a lot of new people that sort of, like, right? So, Craig with the barbecue sauce.
Craig.
Barbecue sauce,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah. We just talked.
Yeah.
Tap that.
Yeah. He's gonna send some stuff. I need to answer him on Instagram.
Oh, hold on. We got a long message. Somebody just blew us up. We got to pause for this one. It would be really helpful. Shout out to Melissa.
Are you really?
Shout out to Melissa. I'm going to try to do this. Here we go.
Hold on. I'm gonna take some CBD stuff.
Melissa said, it would be really helpful if you could possibly follow me on my Instagram account. That word. I'm working day and night helping make sure families are properly covered during the crisis. A heart. If I can be of any assistance to you, your friends, or family, please don't hesitate to call me directly at. There's a number. Melissa, you sure you want this? You sure you want these problems? All right, the number is 978-806-6095. Shout out to Melissa.
Woo! Oh, that was a kick in my ass.
Yeah, that was
Oh, here. Whoa! Wow. Oof. For some reason, when I tried that last night, it wasn't so potent. It's really good.
About?
You want to try this?
Okay. Mike is over here taking stuff.
Oh, it's delicious.
Oh, this is from Irie Bliss.
Yeah, we had
Hey,
opened it.
Irie.
You had tried your stuff, and I hadn't tried mine yet. And I tried some last night, and I enjoyed it. You gotta try more than that. You gotta go for the big. You gotta go for as much as you can get. This is the Echinacea elderberry challenge right here. We probably should have shaken that up before we did it, but because I could see like layers.
Oh my God.
Ooh, that wakes you up. All right,
All right, that was very interesting.
this is elderberry.
That was that's
Sorry,
it's like a
Er-
it's like a lime mixed with some type of berry.
it's elderberry, Echinacea. But it's 1,000 milligrams of CBD. It's Irie Bliss. They sent us a care package. It's amazing.
Shout out to Irie Bliss.
It's red, so you know it's good for you.
Yo, IGs. What up? What up?
Oh.
Is that Yusuf? What's up, Yusuf? I see you.
I just need a chaser.
Tap that.
I got you a little bread there from yesterday, from Danny, our breakfast
Crack
sponsor.
that open.
Well, I'll tell you what. I just promise you, the
My
sooner
mother
you crack it
smells-
open,
Another smells of elderberry. I'm gonna crack it open.
that was actually delicious. We're I like that one. So my shout out to my tie, which looks sassy, but it's still a sexy Versace. So shout out to that. But Jason, I know your mother smells of elderberries, but no, it's your father smelled of elderberries, and your mother.
Oh, we
was a
getting
hamster.
attacked. We getting
Does
attacked.
everyone see that?
Oh, we just got attacked. Oh, they just did a hit and run.
Between the
We just
rows.
got a hit and run from between the rows. Shout
Between-
out to between the rows. Somebody
They
called
just
cops.
photobombed our production.
That's
They didn't even
crazy.
tell us.
Hey, look it for everybody. You cannot do that. Okay, not only
You gotta
certain
tell us.
people
You
can do that.
gotta-
Okay, we give them. We just got a hit and run by people we know. That's okay. But look it, when you start having random folks do that, understand we will get security. We will have security present. We do not allow that.
I'm taking it back. That was like they just
the camera switch.
they baba booied us.
Dang, I had Instagram.
You can go back on
cameras.
Instagram. Anyone. So follow Eric Martin __.
Bro, we just got
On
attacked.
Instagram.
Nobody
told us that.
Nobody
was
helped
happening.
us. That's cold.
So we need to give a. And
Then they hop in the comments to finish us off.
look, so we're gonna have a giveaway. We got to start the giveaway right now. I don't know exactly what it is. I know it has it's got at least one thing that's pretty cool. But when Tom Rand comes on, he's going to tell us exactly what it is because I don't want to misspeak. But it's our daily giveaway. But we got to come up with something easy because Superfan Scott and Nick were toiling away. I'm still weirded out. That was a lot of fun. I wish they could have stayed. We should have.
Look at.
I don't know.
They are loyal.
I have another mic.
But that was crazy.
Um.
And Zoe, hi Zoe. That's Zoe's first comment.
Zoe could be a super fan if she picks up the pace.
Oh,
She
I
needs
don't
to get it
know.
going.
She's
She needs to get it
about 13 days behind.
Zoe, we need fans like you on Facebook. Facebook needs fans like you. They're like, what? Somebody under the age of like 24 is logging into Facebook? It's crazy. Our audience is predominantly
the
like
only thing
30
about us
and
getting
over.
attacked by them was that Nate stayed in front of the camera. Nate cannot get away.
We're lucky he didn't
Look,
give us
Nate.
a pressed ham. Like he didn't like moon us and put his butt up against the
Right,
window.
come
and leave
on,
some
Nate,
butt
like,
cheek marks.
If
on
you're
there.
gonna do a hit and run, you can't let them see your face. You can't let them get a full look of who you are and then wave at the camera.
We should probably grab that. Do you want to grab it? Grab that bag. Big long arms. It's cold out. It's cold out today. Probably
Yeah. So,
messed our stuff up.
all right.
All right. So no. Contest. We're gonna do a giveaway, but we need to make it a little bit. We need to make it easy on. Does anyone in the audience have suggestions on what we can do for a contest that is effective and yet?
Maybe make them go to my Instagram and comment there.
Yeah. All right. You want to do that?
Hold on.
The contest winner has to. You need a post up there though.
Yeah, maybe I should post something, and then when I post it,
we'll save that one for tomorrow. That's a great idea. I like that one. But
yeah, we'll do that
you gotta
next time.
Post something already.
If I post something, no, it's when I post it, then
Then you do it.
Then they have to comment.
But you got to be. We'll have to have something ready for you to post.
Exactly.
All right,
we'll
so
have
for
like
today though.
We'll probably get like I'll probably post like one of these disrupt pictures or something.
All right. So.
But for today, we should probably I say we do the picture thing again. Maybe have somebody post like a.
Well, so the contest giveaway has to do with Tom, which means it has to do with like vet stuff.
So you have to do something with vets.
It should. That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Okay.
We could totally screw with Superfan Scott and Nick again. You want to do that?
I don't know. We should have thought about this earlier before we just sat down and started talking about it.
Well, no. All right. So I got an idea. Yeah. So right now, if you share the show, and when you share it publicly, because otherwise Superfan Scott can't see it. When you share the show, tag your favorite vet, because that's the person who's going to win.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Tag your favorite vet.
Tag your favorite vet. So share the show anywhere as many times as you want. I don't know.
If you got
I'm
more
not
than one,
telling you how many times to do it.
If you got more than one vet in your family, just choose wisely, because
they might not be happy. One vet might not be happy if
somebody knocking at your
favorites.
door.
Maybe you just need to share a whole bunch around. Tom is the real deal, and we're so psyched to have him on.
Ben says tag your veteran father or relative.
Yeah.
Do a vet only giveaway.
No, this is a vet only giveaway, Dan. Please pay attention. You're gonna tag. All of you watching are gonna share the show, but you're entering your vet friend or family or
by
tagging them.
Yeah.
That's how they're gonna win. We're doing a giveaway for vets, and you're gonna help them win.
Got you.
Don't worry. Tomorrow it's gonna go back to you guys winning. Greedy. Lovely.
You can tag me. No, Scott.
You can though, because Scott's a vet.
I understand, but no.
Scott the superfan. So by the way, if you don't know a vet,
Scott to get his own. Scott should not
share it publicly and tag Scott Pete's superfan, because he would like a giveaway. He's never met Tom before. He doesn't know what they're doing. I don't think. Scott's going to enjoy watching this too later.
Oh, Scott, you getting lucky.
Scott deserves to win. Superfan Scott definitely deserves.
Scott getting bailed out.
Everyone's winning stuff, and Scott never gets to win, by the way.
Amanda Joseph said, "Can I tag myself?"
You sure can. Yeah, if you are a vet, so this is absolutely.
Yeah,
loophole.
Scott, tag yourself. There
Loophole
you go.
found.
Okay.
Loophole found.
Asking the important questions. I see you, Amanda. Setting yourself up.
So,
nicely.
But today is no, Jay, not animal vet. It's military vet. But we will have another giveaway at some point for animal vets.
Yeah, we'll get the animals involved. Don't worry, guys.
No, we'll do something with animals, so that'll be cool. Yeah. So just, I'm not going to belabor it. Share this publicly wherever, as long as we can see it. Keep in mind, some of the groups you might share to might not have public access, and if we're not members of the group, then we can't.
I am really feeling that elderberry.
Right?
Yeah, that thing is sinking in on me.
It literally was a big old boot.
It's like behind my eyes right now.
It was literally a big old boot to your backside.
Yeah, this shit right behind my eyes. I'm like, what is this going on behind my eyes right now? Why?
Well, can I tell you? It's because there's like 1,000 milligrams of CBD in the little bottle.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not gas station CBD. And we have a lot of awesome
Amanda Joseph
friends
says
that are in the CBD industry, but Irie Bliss supplied this, and she
said she did
go like
13 years.
Shout
out to Amanda. She said she did 13 years, 2 tours to Iraq. I'm my favorite veteran.
This might be the first day that we're not.
Yo, what's up, Adam?
This might be the first day that we're All right. So, by the way, this contest today isn't necessarily helping our engagement.
I'm figure out how to tag somebody. I tag Tommy. What if you're too stoned to figure out how to tag somebody? I tag Tommy.
All
Well,
right.
Tim, you should ask Tommy how to tag you.
You need to be friends, and you need to be able to be taggable. And if the guy's not taggable, you can put his name. You don't have to like tag him. But if the dude doesn't show up in, or lady doesn't show up in the chat, whatever, we got to figure that. Yeah, you got to tag him.
Rick
you got to figure it out.
Thanks for everyone's service.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
For all the vets in the comments, thank you for your service. Really appreciate it. I don't know why I'm holding the mic like this.
It's the Erlderberries.
Yeah, got me acting funny.
So Andrew Mutty is waiting patiently for us, and we're gonna do something really cool.
What he waiting for?
He's gonna show some really cool stuff, and we have 2 cameras there, and we figured out how to not make it suck. And he's gonna show us some really cool stuff.
Okay.
Andrew Mutty is the founder of Beantown Greentown. So Andrew, go ahead and you can unmute your thing.
Yo.
All right, Andrew, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
All right, Andrew, you're live. Andrew Mutty from Beantown Greentown. Welcome to the show. We really appreciate you joining us this morning.
Oh, thanks. Welcome to my home.
Have you met Eric?
Yeah, we've met a bunch of times.
Oh yeah.
Eric just had some elderberry and Erlderberry and echinacea, and it kicked us in the butt. But anyway, we appreciate you joining us this morning live from your home. We know that you're there with your family, your lovely family, and they're trying to give you a little bit of space, so this way you can show us some cool stuff today.
Andrew, somebody called you a sexy bitch.
Oh, damn. I don't think I have to take my shirt off like you would.
Not yet. That'll be at 50,000 subscribers.
We're trying to get there.
We should. You know, it strikes me that while we're all shut in, maybe we need to coordinate like a sexy Men of Cannabis calendar.
Adam said, "My brother, Beantown Green."
Yeah, that's hilarious. We were gonna do one for the Beantown Greentown crew, where like each one of the doctors got their own shot and their own page.
Mm-hmm.
You got to talk to Keith Laham about that one. He was big on it.
He's the guy that'll get everyone to take their shirts off, right? Is that what you're telling me?
Kinda, maybe. He would definitely be a driving force behind it. Like he wanted to do one last year, so that when we went to the Harvest Cup, we had all these calendars to give away. So the idea has been spun around our circle, but we could include you 2 shut-ins on it.
Oh no, nobody wants to see me with my shirt off. Trust me.
Hey, you never know. Your page might get the most likes.
This chocolate melts sometimes.
So yeah, I don't know. You don't respond to that, Andrew. There's no right way to respond to that comment.
If you'd have responded out of it,
Well, they do make strawberry milk, you know.
What?
Strawberry milk, he said.
Oh.
Yeah, that's for us pasty white guys with sunburns.
Oh,
okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like it. That's a new concept.
Yeah, it's also gross.
So everyone, just before Andrew gets started, later on, if you have we need song suggestions for the 10,000 subscriber mark. For Eric to dance to take his shirt off. So if you can start putting suggestions in the comments, we'd appreciate it. But in the meantime, Andrew, I apologize for derailing what is going to be a very awesome segment here that we have. So why don't you tell us what we're going to be doing today and what we're going to see?
Okay, so thank you for having me. First of all, I'm going to adjust my screen just a little bit. But on the Beantown Greentown Instagram page, we're giving away this plant. I've been promoting it for about a week now, and I wanted to do it today. So at some point today, as your show progresses or whatever, I'm going to go online to our Beantown Greentown Instagram and find somebody that has a friend that loves Beantown that wants to grow this. And we suggested they grow it outdoors because this thing is going to be a real beast. It's been sitting in my window right here for a couple weeks and it's adjusted to the light. And, you know, once this thing gets put outside and put in the dirt, it's going to take off. We'll probably have the biggest plant in Massachusetts if they continue to grow this outside. So I think that's an awesome thing. So first and foremost, let's get that there. But what I really wanted to do is, I like this cut. It's a birthday cut, birthday cake plant, and I want to take cuts from it, show you guys how to clone at home, because essentially if you're growing at home, you want to have a perpetual cycle. So the whole goal here is to take what you have, clone it, and keep it going as long as you want, basically. So if you like a cut, you can take it. Now, cloning's an interesting topic all on itself because there's so many different ways and things you can do. I've done them all, and I've kind of reverted back to where I started because I don't know why, but just out of having certain materials and paying for certain things, I found this way to be the most beneficial for me, especially when it comes to transplanting. So first of all, what I like to tell people is keep everything clean as possible. And I'm even talking from when you get started to when you jump into your next grouping of clones, you literally have to clean everything. So I went out and I bought this brand new dome right here for this. This is a tray where all your pods are going to live. But this is what I want to mention by clean. When you change from one round of clones to another, I'm talking about literally getting in there and hosing these down, getting out all the filth and the grime and the buildup, whatever may be on here. Just keep everything clean. So what happens is this tray sits in another tray, and then water fills up right to the bottom to keep all your pods all moist. This lives over here. So another little tech tip that I've learned over the years is you have this tray, and then you have this dome on top. When this dome is on top, it likes to leak water out the side right here, right? Drip, 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 drip. And if you have it on a table, your table is going to get all wet. So what I did is I took the lid off of one of these Home Depot storage bins, and it has a nice little tray. So when it drips down, it just stays in that zone right there, and the water doesn't go anywhere. So
that's really cool.
Try to keep everything contained. Yeah, you want to keep it contained, and you just don't want to make a mess. Like the way I live when I grow plants is there's no dirt on the floor. There's, you know, no nutrients flying around in soil. Like, keep it clean, all right? Clean plants, clean meds, everybody's happy. So I also like to use gloves when I clone. The juices in your hands, the breakfast and bacon that you just ate, whatever it is, tends to get on the plant, and the plants really don't like it. So working on a couple of things. So I also like to keep everything as fresh as possible. So let's talk about some rules here for cloning. 1, keep it clean. 2, as fresh as possible. You know, sometimes your buddy might have a plant and you want to get a cut from it. Dr. Fire gave me a couple of cuts yesterday of some ominous pine that we got from Stone Ninja that came all the way from California that Dr. Dank grew. So
how do you feel about the whole like bagging clones into it, or bagging them and then CO2 in the heck out of them?
For what? What do you mean?
To get rid of any pests that might be coming through with clone cuts that somebody might be giving you. I know you got to trust your source, but like, do you recommend sort of like, do you just need to trust the person that you're going implicitly, or should there be stuff that you do?
Yeah, you got to trust them implicitly. Like we've even had mistakes. We've had troubles along the line. You know, it's like, as good as you can be, you know, things happen. Like the second it leaves my quarantine, I can't control what happens. You know, so it goes to my car, someone else's car, someone else's house. Those are 3 points of contamination. So, you know, generally when I give clones away, I like to give them in Ziploc bags so they just travel in that and then end up at someone else's property. They open it and then they're good to go. But I always say, no matter who gives you what, always quarantine it. You know, it's funny, we're in quarantine time right now, but quarantine those plants, keep them away from anything else. I went on a clone run trying to help out another friend so I could make tons of cuts from all different people. I got home and I got a call 24 hours later. Dude's like, hey, I found russet mites on one of those plants. I literally took this whole tray that I had filled with clones. It was like 70 clones, like 30 different types. And I was like, right to the trash. Boom. See ya. You just don't want to mess around. So it's really important who you get your clones from and how that all comes into your garden. You can quarantine everything. You can CO2 it. You can spray it with trifecta. You can try to do whatever you want. Depends on how desperate you are. You know, like in the business we're in right now, we get so many cuts and we can take cuts off so many plants that we're just not that desperate. So we just dump them. We just say, screw it. Like, I just don't want that crap in my house, in my basement, in my garage. Doesn't matter where it comes from or what happens. So, don't mess with your gloves. So, that's it. Keep it clean. Keep it as fresh as possible. We got a nice fresh plant right here we're going to cut from. And another thing that I like to tell people about cloning is set it and forget it. Like, you put those things in, you put the lid on, walk away. You know, everybody comes in and they want to see if there's roots yet, like, because, you know, cloning is like it's like a magical power, a gift from God to be able to create life from a plant that, you know, wants to keep growing. But many of us fail, whatever reason it is, relative humidity, temperatures, the way you cut plants, the rooting gel you use, kind of all that stuff. You can F it up really, really easily. Dr. Fire used to tell me all the time when we first started getting into Beantown Greentown together. He's like, man, I can't even get anything to root. I don't know why. So I go over to his house one day and we're sitting there, we're talking to him, and I'm like, show me your cloning technique. So he comes over and he's got his scissors, you know, and he's like snapping roots and playing with the plant. And he's talking to me, he puts it in his mouth, and then he goes over here and tries to do this. I'm like, dude, you just contaminated your whole plant in a matter of 3 seconds. It's not gonna work. So as long as he's been doing it, I've been training him and trying to get him to figure it out too. So he's got a lot of success now. He uses aeroponics. So basically it's a tray with water and it all shoots up and your roots sit in there on a little plug. It's a really good method, a really good, easy way to do it. You don't trim back leaves. You're not using root plugs. You don't even need root hormone. You just set it in there and forget it. But even still, you want to lift the lid, and every time you lift the lid, you got the light in, light hits the stem. You're creating a zone where plant roots just don't like light. So they don't want to see light. They don't want to have it come through. That's why this tray is black. That's why it's in another tray that's black, so you don't get any light. And the more you look it up and lift it up and try to look into it, the more light exposure happens to the root system. Every time you do it, it's just like taking another notch out of the tree. Soon that tree's gonna fall over. But you want to keep things clean, as fresh as possible, and set it and forget it. So in general, the theory of relativity with cloning is they like temperatures between 75 and 85 degrees with, you know, 90 to almost 100% humidity. These plants need something to live on. So they're living on the medium that you put them in, the water that gets shot into them. But also, you know, plants like to get foliar fed. So when you have a dome on it and the moisture's in there swirling around and doing its thing, that's creating the humidity. That's creating the environment that these plants and these cuts are going to like to live on. So like I said, I always like to start everything fresh. When you go to your local grow shop, I don't care who it is, I got a few favorites. One of my favorites is Green Harvest. They got a shop in Saugus. They got a shop up here in Plastow. I also go to U Grow, which is down in Brockton. I go to Boston Gardener when I get in the Boston area. And Harvest Moon's out in Foxborough area. So those are 4 shops that I'd recommend going to. Everybody's always nice and super helpful. Of course, they want to sell you crap, but whatever. These are cheap. Throw them away. When you're done with them, just throw them away. It's interesting when you clone plants and you cut it, your blade becomes black. For whatever reason that is. I used to try to be cheap and, you know, hydrogen peroxide and then alcohol it off to keep a clean blade, but, you know, whatever, throw it away. It's a scalpel. It's super sharp. So if you're clumsy at all, don't be a jerk. The number one thing is you don't want to use these. Like if you think you're going to clone using scissors, you're out of your mind. What happens is you're taking the actual stem and you're squishing it. With the blade, you're going to
Don't do that. That looks scary.
Yeah, you're going to cut through all the
What does that look like
membrane.
again? Put your finger up in the scissors again.
How
Oh
about
no,
this one?
yeah, you forgot the scissors. Sorry, go on.
Okay, cool. Am I taking too long?
No. We love it.
Okay, cool. So scalpels are pretty simple. They're beautiful little things. You kind of feel like a surgeon. I got gloves on. I got my scalpel, busting this thing out. Oh, yeah. And so it comes with the tip, to protect yourself if you're an idiot, so you want to just make sure that's always protected and cleaned. But so another thing is in these types of clone domes, you can use a couple of different types of medium. They have the rock wool pellets. This is your classic rock wool, but it's designed and shaped in a way that fits in that tray. One thing I don't like about these is they have a side opening where you drop your cut right in here. But when these are wet and soggy, they just want to pop open and then break in half, and then that just doesn't really make good adhesion, for the roots. You want to pull it out, things are gonna fall apart. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Also, these need to be pH'd really low. They say like 5.6, 5.8, and I just don't like messing with that crap. I do pH a lot of stuff, but for the most part, it's super important, but it's even more important with these. And I just haven't had much success. So, part of what I'm going to talk to everybody about is the success that I've had, how it works for me. And everybody else does it a different way, probably, but whatever. For the most part, there's a lot of little idiosyncrasies that I've learned that have helped a lot. So the other type is this, which is called a peat pod or a rapid rooter, which is really soft and squishy. It feels a lot like a sponge. It's got like an interesting all natural dirtish smell to it, but they're always moist. And when you get them, they usually show up in bags like this, and they're pretty much good to go. Another thing to get is rooting gel. I use Clonex. It's not organic. Everybody always complains, they're like, is this a really organic plant? Well, whatever, you're growing it in plastic, so that's not organic. You're growing it in a fabric pot, that's not organic. So everybody, you get as close as you can, but with the best results, I've found something like Clonex to work really well. It is a hormone, and if you deal with this a lot and it gets on your skin and then it gets into your body, that's why we wear gloves. You don't want more hormones than your body produces getting in your body. So Clonex, it's an interesting substance. It's like a goo. It's really thick and gelatinous. But a really good point about this, and this is where a lot of people fail right off of the bat. But what they'll do is they'll take their Clonex, they'll take their cut, and then they'll dip it in here, dip another one in here, put this away, put it on the shelf, come back to it, come back to clone, come again. What you're doing is you're contaminating your gel.
Right.
So from one plant to the next, the plant material that gets in there, the waters, whatever, that contaminates this. So you want to keep this as pure and as clean as possible. So what I suggest is you use one of these. It's a little shot glass, and these work really good too, because you can fill this up with probably about a teaspoon or a half a tablespoon full, which I'm going to do right now. Because
and Andrew, somebody in the comments asked, what does cloning rooting gel do?
Rooting gel, and it provides hormones to the plant, which actually help it produce the roots. One of the things about a cannabis plant, it's a lot like a willow tree. We all know what willow trees do. They regenerate themselves. So that's why the plant, the branches of a willow tree come all the way down to the ground, right? You got a big willow tree and they climb all the way down. When those arms actually hit the ground, there's so many hormones in the bottom of the willow tree that they will root if they hit the bottom of the ground and pop up new willow trees. Cannabis plants are a lot like the same. If you look at this plant right here, you really want to take cuts from the bottom, like from the dirt up. You want to be able to get in there and take those cuts. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to defy some of my own rules, but because I'm giving this plant away, I want to keep as much of it together as possible. So I'm going to take cuts literally right off of the top. So we'll get there in a sec. But here's the rooting gel, blum. So I'll put like just a goop in there, just enough to get, you know, probably about, you just got to estimate. And once you get into this, you'll figure out how much to put in there based upon how many cuts you're going to take. If you're going to cut a lot, you know, fill it a quarter of the way. You really don't use much. And to me, I've never heard that you got to put a ton in there to actually make it work. So, all right. So I'm almost there. I got my blade. I got my rooting gel. I got my pods. And I'm going to get going. So, another thing I like to do is I like to have another bucket of water. So with this bucket of water here, it's pH to, what do I get this at, 6.5? Because the theory is that these pods will actually lower the pH too. So at 6.5, you want it to come down to about 6.2, 6.3. Ed Rosenthal will tell you 6.3 is the ultimate pH to get plants to root at. So, okay, so here we go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to change angles. And I'm going to show you how we're going to take a cut right off of the plant. All right, so this plant.
Hold it still while you do it, okay?
Yeah, I'm going to try. So this plant's interesting because it was a teen in a small pot for a long time. So it went through some deficiencies. So you can tell by the purple in all the branches. But when I put it in a bigger pot and I put it outside, it stretched a lot. So you'll look and you'll see that at a certain point, all the purple leaves the stem, and then there's these nice bright green stems coming all the way up. So another point to bring up is you want to make sure that your plant's a female, okay? Because nobody wants to clone a male plant. So I got this nice little eye scope right here. I'll put this up. All right, here we go. Oh, sorry, I gotta put you down. Technical difficulties. We got some liquid on the lens.
I think you've still got some liquid somewhere.
Is it on there? All right, well, this isn't working. So let's just move on. But if you look right at the top, right on here, you'll see that there's a bunch of white hairs sticking out. And that identifies that it's female. So we're going to have to run with that. What we'll do is, what I like to do is this, is I'm going to use the blade, which is about, it's about 6 inches. And I like to keep all my stuff at like a certain height so that it's like an even canopy. So we'll take this sucker like this, and I'm going to mark a spot on there, which I have with my eye, and then I'm going to cut it. This thing's super sharp, so boom, pops right off like that. All right, I'm going to go back to the other screen. All right, so here's your little cut, right? Boom. Nice little height of this. Everything's going to be the same. I like to take off at least that much, and then I'll have this many leaves at the top. So the other thing you do is you got to cut the leaves off. Not all of them, you're just going to cut the tips. This right here sends a signal to the plant that the actual leaves aren't going to grow anymore, but what it wants to do is it wants to come down here and it wants to root. So I'm going to take this guy right here, and there's a couple theories on this too. You can scrape off the membrane on here. You can just dab it a little bit with your knife, but it almost gives it a little bit of a head start so that the roots have an actual place to grow. And they will come out down here too. So I like to cut everything at just a slight 45-degree angle so you expose a lot of that interior of the plant itself. All right, there's my little cut, boom, boom, boom. There's my rooting gel. And I like to use this because I can actually let the rooting gel kind of ooze down. And then I'll get a big, nice booger on here like that. Like, see that booger? Yeah, there's a booger for you. All right, so that booger goes boom, right inside the pod. I like to push mine till I think it's about to pop out the bottom, but not quite. It's just in there nice and sturdy. And then boom, this goes right over into the tray. So that's basically it. What you're going to want to do after that is you're going to want to fill up your tray with water. And I got all my water ready for me to go. I just pour it right in. And when your table's level, you can start to see the water come up. All right, I'm gonna switch to this feed again. You ready? So there's a little cloney bop sitting in there, doing its thing. But if you look down, the water is like right there, right at the bottom. And if I push down on it, it'll come into the tray. But that's going to keep the pod moist. Another thing I like to do is I like to take this, whatever's left over when I'm done, and I'll put it inside like a beaker like this, anything. And I'll mix my water with the rooting gel. And then I'll put that water, I'll pour it right onto the pod itself. So you're getting more hormones into the pod itself. So that's a little tech tip, but it also helps. So this is just the beginning, right? So you take all your cuts, you put your root on. What's really important about this setup is you got a heat pad right here. See this heat pad? The heat pad helps keep a higher temperature than the ambient temperature of the room. So the ambient temperature in the room right now is 65. With that heat pad on, it's going to come all the way up to about 75. They say between 10 and 12 degrees that it'll change the ambient temperature. So if my ambient temperature is 65, I'm going to be up around 75. 75 to 85 is exactly where it wants to be. But when it comes down to it, what you're going to be working with is the room that you're in, and as long as you keep a stable temperature and don't mess with it, you're good. Clones don't like temperatures to go up and go down and go up and go down. So with the heat dome on there, the heat from the bottom, everything's good. So these domes have little controls on them. If you notice, these little tops right here will spin. Now it's really important that for the first couple days you keep this dome completely collapsed on your tray, and these things should be completely closed, because what you're trying to do is the heat from the heat pad is coming up and it's going to create moisture on the inside of the dome. If you have your tops open, then all of a sudden all the moisture is going to go out. That's important because further down the line, you want to start introducing your clone to its natural normal environment again, which is less humidity. So what I like to do is I'll keep this with the tops closed for about 2 to 3 days. And I'll just let it get that high humidity for that whole time. I'll come in, I'll take the dome off, I'll look at it, I'll spray it down with a little bit of water, a little bit of Super Thrive, maybe something in there to like give it a little bit of nutrient, but not a lot. And then I'll put the dome back on. After about day 2 or day 3, you'll turn this. When you turn this, it's gonna be open. All these little vents are gonna be open. So air is gonna start to escape. The relative humidity is gonna start to come down, but the temperature is gonna stay about the same because of the heat pad from the bottom. So constant. Don't check. Just do this. So open both of them, right? Now they're both open and the dome is on. So that's day 3. So get up to day 5, day 6. You get real anxious. These things have been sitting for a while. You're like, oh my God, I'm gonna get roots soon. Don't look. I'm telling you, don't look. Keep everything the same. But what you're gonna want to do is take your dome and turn it slightly. All right, I'm gonna go back to this angle here. So here we go. Day 1 through 5. This is closed. Then you're gonna open it right like that, so you can see right through there, so the air comes out. 1 through 3 closed. 3 through 5, just like this. Around day 6 or day 7, you're gonna take your tray, your dome, and this is gonna introduce some air. Air will come in here, air will come in here, and the relative humidity will change again. It'll start to decrease, it'll go down. So that is what you wanna do until about day 10. 7 to 10 in perfect environment, 7 to 10, you will start to see roots. 10 to 14, you should be guaranteed roots. Like that's the time when roots really will start to show. Aeroponics happens a little faster and people check and they can see. Is it worth it? I don't know. You go from an aeroponics thing, it's just the stalk with a whole bunch of roots dangling down, and then you put that in soil, then the roots have to get reaccustomed to the soil. Or if you're using these pods, the roots are already accustomed to growing through something and they're starting to stretch and grow through it. And I really like this system because once you start to see the roots come around the pod, boom, throw that right in soil, done. Your plant will just take off and you'll have a nice little experience right there with it. But through the course of the show here, I'm gonna fill up this whole entire tray. Maybe we'll come back and give away this plant after I cut it down. But that's basically the gist. If anybody's got any questions or wants to know anything else, maybe it came up in the feed or whatever, but I'll read through them and I'll see what everybody has to say. But
yeah, we actually we were telling people to go and follow you on Instagram and they can contact you through Instagram.
Perfect. Yeah, no worries. I help out a lot of people on there and we happen to give away a lot of clones and plants and whatnot. So
well, and we're doing giveaways every day, so we would love to, anything you got to give away. If it's cool, we're happy to happy to help. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll help it out. Like if I'm uploading these now, 2 weeks from now, we'll have plants to give away on the show. So there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Andrew, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. That was really cool and fun, and we definitely want to have you back on. We definitely want to have you back on, so this way we can also get that little scope working, because that was really cool when we were testing it last night.
Yeah, that is cool. I'm bummed I couldn't get it to go, but it is what it is,
Oh no, it's cool. That was great, and we're hoping to have you back regularly. This was a lot of fun, and yeah, I think it would be really cool to have you back. I know it was really engaging for folks in the comments.
Brian, just write the question in, man.
So, Andrew, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll talk soon.
Definitely, brother. Thank you.
Good one, man.
Thank you, Andrew.
Happy growing to everybody. Hey,
Oh,
right, and I
and
just
everyone,
wanted to remind people,
Yep.
right now is the time to really kind of go out and get your seeds or your clones and get ready for summer, because it seems like we're going to have an early spring here, and the earlier you can get things going, the bigger your plants will be. So,
well, so that's an interesting question then, Andrew, is like for folks that don't have like friends who have clones or know somebody who happens to sell seeds, where's the right place for your normal person who want, because dispensaries were supposed to sell us clones and seeds, right?
supposed to, yeah, everybody wants to sell something else. You know, a lot of these shops want to keep their genetics to themselves and not really share them. So you got that problem. Then you got the problem in mass where, you know, as a homeowner, you can only grow a certain amount. So nobody's going to rip off like 100 clones and try to get them out to everybody. So you got that problem. But,
Right.
you know, if you know somebody, you know somebody. And, you know, at Beantown Greentown, we have about 5 medical growers, and each one of them, you know, does their own cloning and stuff. So we generally have enough to pass around. I gave somebody in the listening audience about 40 cuts one day, and they were going to clone them at the house themselves, and they went and they unplugged their heat mat or their something and never plugged it back in, and the clones died. They went, but
that's sad.
yeah, you want them in roots, you know, and I'll help people out with roots. I really want to do Massachusetts' biggest community grow. You know, I think if we can get enough seeds in people's hands and everybody grows at the same time, and we're all growing and talking about our plants and producing plants, like it just makes a lot of sense. It's more weed, less greed. You know, it's like we're not trying to make a killing off of this. We just want to get out there and get more plants in the ground.
Hell yeah, man. Well, Andrew Mutty, Beantown Greentown, more weed, less greed. Awesome T-shirt. We need some T-shirts. We need T-shirts.
And they're all available online. Anybody can go buy any T-shirt they want online.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for coming on with us today. We appreciate it, and we'll talk with you soon.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew.
Bye.
All right, that was Andrew Mutty, Beantown Greentown.
Yo.
That was a lot of fun.
Somebody's calling me.
Who's calling you?
Somebody calling me. Who on my phone? Quit calling me. I'm not gonna pick up. How many times have people just sat there and they be texting somebody and then they start calling you as they texting you? Ain't that? And you just look at the phone like, yo, I'm not picking this up. Like, I don't care how many times you call, I'm gonna text you right after too. And text you, what's up?
And you notice that one person who's like, I know you're live on a show right now. You can pick up your, you know, like you're. I'm.
Shout out to my dog Kush Room.
R.I.P. 2020.
This is all protection. His head.
That was scary there for a minute.
Gotta get my man comfortable. He got an awkward body, so it's kind of hard.
You need like a little saddle for him on your shoulder. You need like a shoulder saddle. We're gonna have to make a T-shirt of Kushroom like with his head cracked or open or something. Headache. So we're gonna have merch soon. We've been working hard on merch, and in the next couple of days, we're gonna have stuff. If you feel like merch, you can buy some.
Said abuse.
Oh, and by the way, so like we're making T-shirts and hoodies, and I don't think we talked about hats yet. But so like, what's the other thing, dude? Because people were saying like hats or socks. Oh, mugs. I know mugs is one thing, so we're doing mugs.
That'd be tight. A Kushroom mug. That'd be tight.
Yeah, right?
I definitely want that.
You're going to have to buy one.
You're going to have to buy. You crazy as hell. Whoever buy one, I'm going to just take their shit and send them an empty box. gonna get a box of hope.
A box of hope.
Box of disappointment. Ooh,
What else do you see? So, by the way, if Eric is singing, you guys know that he.
Dude, put the dog on some socks. Put Eric's dog on some socks. Coffee cups, wine glasses, rolling trays. Oh, those are good ideas. Those really good ideas. Shout out to Rebecca with the good ideas.
Which Rebecca is that? Oh, Rebecca's been faithfully coming back because she wants to win something.
Oh, yeah.
And Rebecca,
she comments a lot.
So there's today. What we're doing is what helping vets win. So if you haven't yet, the contest for today is share the show. You can share it as many times as you want, and then tag a vet in that share. It has to be a public share so that we can see it. And we're gonna. I don't know exactly what it is yet. I think I don't want to. There's at least T-shirts involved, but there's other stuff. I think there might be other stuff, and if not, we'll definitely sweeten the deal. I don't want to put Tom on the spot because this is going to be courtesy of Tom and his.
Nicky Mac said.
You know what makes me nervous?
Nick said condoms.
God, my heart skipped a beat for a second. You want to know why? Because you know how you were just talking about how like people contact us during the show and we have to like ignore it. All of a sudden, I saw a notification from Scott Superfan, and out of anyone that could have been messaging me right now is like, oh no, or Scott's messaging me like something's wrong. All right, so we're moving this along. We're gonna have Tom on next. And by the way, so I have to say,
and because you guys are funny. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. You so nice.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have T-shirts that come out.
You so nice to us.
And by the way, for those of you who might be watching us in a watch party, which we never get to see the comments.
You make us.
If you are watching us in a watch party, I suggest some drinking games, or not drinking, or smoking games.
Every time Mike touches tie, take a shot.
Right, or smoke, or
you gonna be fucked up.
And then every time
you gonna be fucked.
Every time Eric looks tired, or every time Eric sings. I think both of those should be like triggers too, because it's either
they're gonna be drunk by the time
one or the other.
As soon as they start yours, they're gonna be drunk by mid. They gonna be like, yo, make sure we not taking shots of alcohol. Make sure it's like some beer first, because we can't have nothing.
All right,
strong.
I'm just going to get Tom's title right here because people are going to want to be searching for him. And Superfan Scott,
they got me right.
Be ready. It's called Patriots Helping Vets. So it's Tom Rand from Patriots Helping Vets.
Dan said every time Eric rubs his head.
Oh, you do? I guess you do rub your head a bit, right? I don't know. I don't really notice that.
Yeah, I do rub my head a lot. That's because I'm bald and it's big.
We're still waiting for somebody to wasn't somebody supposed to turn your head into a milk dud?
Yeah.
I don't know, I just think there's milk dud memes to be had, but we haven't.
420 Uno, no joke. Ooh.
So also everyone happy 420 because it is April of 2020.
We should do like a live game. Like a live card game or something.
No, we are. So there's a bunch of stuff that we can do, and in fact, we were playing around with a tool this morning on your.
Every time we pick a card, it's gotta be they gotta call over or under. Whoever loses got a drink.
Oh. And then do you want to get like everyone on the screen so that you can see them doing it? Because are you just gonna trust them?
Well, once they put it in the comments, it's locked in.
But like, how do we know that they took a shot or?
How do we know?
Yeah. Do they need to be on camera to do that?
I mean, that's just yo. You know, if you gonna lie, that's you. They ain't got nothing to do with us.
So it's interesting because I sort of always took the moral stance that I don't necessarily want to make more videos of people just getting messed up, but everyone wants to see that.
They should.
Like, and it's stupid because you'll go to some random stupid Facebook group, and there's some dude sitting in like. You know, a closet, a dirty closet.
Heather Brown said, "Bald is beautiful." Thank you.
You gotta look at it right up there when you're gonna look at it.
Nah, I'm showing them the top of my head so they can see all this shiny.
Shiny chocolate.
Yeah, come on.
Doesn't melt, but it is shiny.
Exactly. It doesn't melt.
So.
I love it.
I don't know why, I'm playing into it. I'm totally,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
totally supporting it.
Yeah, sure do.
No way. Did you know that we have? I can't believe it. I'm gonna wait until Tom gets on.
What's up, Mike? How you doing, Eric?
Yo,
Tom, how are you?
Shout out to Tom.
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. Tom Rand from Patriots Helping Vets. We really appreciate you joining us today, and thank you for being so patient waiting for us.
Oh, please, Mike. Anytime to help a brother.
Tom, I know you're out in Cape Cod, Massachusetts area, correct?
Yep, sandwich.
Okay. And Tom, why don't you tell us a little bit about Patriots Helping Vets and tell us what it's all about and what we can do to help.
Okay. Basically, Patriots Helping Vets is we gather used equipment, seeds, lights, nutrients. We give them out to veterans for free that want to start growing that can't afford it. We make salve, honey, edibles, Cheddar, bud, whatever. We give out all for a handshake. Well, not a handshake now.
Nice.
I don't know what we're going to give it out for now. It started small. Now we have a group. It's a good thing. I mean, I have a lot of great friends that have backed me from the beginning and have donated their used equipment. Find friends that have used equipment.
They're all in the comments letting us know, man.
Yeah, just
love you.
giving back.
Yeah, Tom, you have more fans in the comments than probably anyone that we've had, and we've had some really big name people on, and it really says a lot about you and your character that so many people speak so highly of you.
Well, if we found that out, Mike, when we did the Harvest Cup the last time I saw you, we had no idea how many people knew about our program and were willing to help us. Which every time someone helps, like a lot of people have an old light sitting in their basement. That old light that you started with that's no good to you could get a guy out of a dark spot that he's in by himself that he can't afford to buy a light. But you get them growing, and all of a sudden they start caring about the plant. They start caring about little things again. And next thing you know, they're joining us at social events and coming out and talking to you. It's just a good thing, man.
Yeah, and even for everyone in general, there's something to be said about being able to not just grow plants, but also grow your own medicine, right? But
Right.
even more importantly for vets, a lot of whom are often, alone, even to begin with, never mind even right now. And, for this is just so wonderful because what you guys are doing is you're providing all of the tools that vets out there need so that they can start their own legal home grow and grow their own medicine, grow their own cannabis. And it's not just helping them maybe save some money on their medicinal cannabis, but it's also helping give them purpose every day, right? It gives them regularity and
without
structure.
a doubt. It's very therapeutic to the point where we give out between 500 and 600 clones every spring between May 15th and June 1st for free to guys to grow outside. We also grow out vegetable plants, vegetable seeds, and we have a vitamin program. And with all the shelter-in-place systems, we just started doing 2 groups a day on Zoom in our Facebook group. So guys that are by themselves, they can come out, talk to us, and tell us what's going on if they have problems, and we just try to help. It's a good time.
That's amazing, Tom. You've got a lot of folks in the comments, even just giving sort of their own testimonials that, how much you help them. And so, Tom, I think that there's probably 2 main ways that people can interface with you and Patriots Helping Vets. And one of them is if they have any resources, whether it's equipment, seeds, anything involved, and the folks that have this stuff know what we're talking about. It's all the equipment and supplies that you need to be able to grow something indoors at home, right?
Yep. And also like trimming stuff that people have kicking around. We provide free FICO to guys that, helps them live a better life. So
Yeah, that's amazing. And then the other thing is for vets, if somebody knows a vet, or if a vet is listening right now and they are interested in what you guys are able to provide, there's really two ways that people need to reach out to you, or two main reasons why people need to reach out to you, right? To how can they help you help all of these vets?
Yeah,
right?
that'd be great.
And then the other way is if there are vets out there, or if somebody knows a vet that would be interested in doing this, I'm sure you're interested in getting connected with them.
Buddy, yeah, that's what we're hoping for out of this show. Get a couple guys that don't know about us, that are sitting home by themselves, fucking just in a dark spot, want to shed some light. That's it.
So what's the best way for people to right now, pinned to the top of the comments is your Facebook page, and I believe your Instagram page is also linked off of there. But folks, if you look in the comments, that's one way that you can get a hold of Tom and Patriots Helping Vets.
Yep, we also have a Facebook group, Patriots Helping Vets. So
okay, excellent.
You can join that too. And
excellent.
Today we're gonna make a Veterans Day today. We're gonna give out one of our T-shirts, and that's the back of the T-shirt.
That's amazing.
We're gonna give out 3 packs of seeds.
This contest just turned big. This contest just turned big.
You mean 1.5 packs?
1.5 packs.
Yeah, because Eric has decided that when people give out prizes and he really likes them,
you got to pay taxes.
That they need to pay a tax. Like they'll still get it, but they'll just get a little.
I don't
less.
know if Eric can handle our chocolate treats though, because he might go to a different dimension on those.
Okay.
All right. So what else we have?
We got some Drinks Proof, and one of our biggest sponsors, Purpose Genetics, who Ian does so much for us. He runs seeds for vets. Great guy, great friend.
Ian's great.
And
yes.
we have a pack for Eric.
Nice.
Woohoo!
That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
Yeah. We also have some honey, fully infused honey.
Oh boy! Wow.
And a salve.
This is the Saturday contest, people.
And we're going to give out a special chocolate.
Oh, my Lord.
Ooh.
Wow. And by the way, I've had that chocolate, and it's amazing.
It does wonders for your head.
Yeah. and it's delicious.
And it's delicious.
In its own
and I'll
special
send
way.
you one if Eric will take one a half hour before the next show.
Oh, boy. Don't
do it.
You're threatening him with a good time, and
I'm always up for a challenge.
You're speaking his language right now.
Well, the mushroom's sitting right underneath his chin, so it should fit. Yeah, you know it's gonna get real up there.
Oh yeah.
So Tom, what we told everyone out there is that we wanted this contest, we wanted the package to actually go to a vet.
Yep.
And so we know everyone out there is always, everyone's eager to help a vet in need. So the way today to get a vet to win this package, all of those things, by the way, it wasn't just it's T-shirt, it's seeds,
honey,
a whole bunch of different the seeds,
yep.
the honey, the chocolate, right? There's a whole bunch of stuff there, and so the way that you can win this contest for a vet is by sharing this stream right now publicly and tag a vet that you want to win that, and we're going to pick from all of those shares, and a vet's going to win this package.
Right, but more importantly, if any of those vets need help growing, have them contact us.
Oh, of course, and really, even if you don't win today, definitely if you're a vet, reach out to Tom, so this way he can hook you up. He's got resources for you, whether it's a lending an ear or helping you to grow some cannabis at home. And definitely, follow Tom on Instagram and Facebook and keep up with them, and also support Tom if you've got extra lights, if you've got extra resources where people can do home cultivation. Reach out to Tom because he distributes those out to vets who actually need those and will use them, and it means a lot. It means a lot to Tom, and it means a lot to the vets that you'd be helping.
Sounds great, Mike. Thank you.
Tom, thank you so much for being on. We appreciate it. For everyone, we're going to choose the winner of today's contest. A vet's going to win that giant package of stuff. So share the show publicly. Tag that vet, Tom Rand of Patriots Helping Vets.
Much love.
Thank you
All
so much
right.
for coming on,
Talk to you
Tom.
guys.
We can't wait until this is over so that I can't wait to see you again. It's been
Yeah,
been
it's been
too
a
long.
while, Mike. All right. Have a great day, guys. Thank you very much.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Tom Rand from Patriots Helping Vets. You have been ready to what's going on in the comments right now? I know you've been paying attention. I can tell you're hungry to talk about some of it.
Oh, no, just reading. Just reading.
So I have to say
some controversy in the comments.
There's two things that I think have made today's show better from an Eric standpoint. From an E Martin standpoint. By the way, follow E Martin Jr. __.
Finna change it.
Underscore on Instagram. He needs followers, please.
Do change it.
There's two things that were different about today's show. One is you were eating some more banana bread.
Shout out to Danny.
Yesterday's breakfast sponsor. It lasted. Bread. It's got staying power. And no one's paying us for any of this, but they just sent us some of the Irie Bliss was awesome. Shout out to Sandy, the lovely Sandy, who sent us some.
And now we feeling good.
I have to say I've had banana bread before in my life, and this was some of the most amazing banana bread I've ever had. But I've had amazing banana bread before in my life, and it didn't kick me in the ass the way that.
Why does he keep putting three?
Erlderberry.
Scott, my name does not have 3 underscores. At least I don't think it does.
Erlderberry.
Wait, it does. It probably does have 3.
And it has a ton of CBD in it. It was really good. So shout out to Irie Bliss. Thank you, because that.
Yeah, we ate all that rice yesterday. That didn't even make it there, unfortunately.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah,
they brought us all kinds of. Danny and her husband Dan.
Drove all the way down for us. They sacrificed.
It's really confusing
because they so nice.
It's like Dan and Danny. And Dan is short for Daniel, which is like spelled kind of like you can't spell Daniel without Danny.
Damn, Daniel. Back at it again, Daniel. I know y'all remember that me. Damn, Daniel.
Oh God!
How do we send you stuff? Well, Miss Heather Brown, since you asking,
yeah,
if you can just hop on in the DM,
slide in,
we'll slide you our address. Just hop on in my DM.
You know, people are going to start sliding your DMs and then not sending you anything, and they're going to show up. They're going to show up, and we're going to have to start locking this.
Believe me, I check the DMs.
You're going to lock that door.
I look at the DMs. I do. Oh, Disrupt Boston is trying to step in and steal my thing. They said send him a message. Nah, you don't send Disrupt a message. You hop in my DM.
That must be Nick,
yeah, I don't know what Nick talking about. Nick.
No, it's all right. Nick is going to come on in a couple.
Nick
is going to come on in a day or two. We have some huge prizes. It's actually the most expensive dollar value prize, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. By the way, Tom's giveaway is huge. Like there's a lot of stuff in there. So everyone, today's giveaway, which is t-shirts, bunch of seeds, infused honey.
Dan said we need a PO box.
A whole bunch of stuff. Somebody's getting sweaty. The giveaway. So share this stream publicly right now and tag a vet, and if we'll figure out how to choose them. And
somebody's getting sweaty.
Somebody's getting sweaty.
Hop on in my DM.
Oh, she's talking about you.
I guess I don't sweat.
I'm not sweaty. I'm not sweaty right now. You were kind of shiny though.
You guys opened the gift yet? I was feeding a baby goat and burning myself. That's what Zoe asked.
No, we didn't open anything yet.
Just because Zoe
oh my God, we forgot about it.
Just because Zoe asked.
Oh, there's stuff in there. I'm so
and by the way,
excited.
before
it's
everybody
like-
log off, just understand
No one's
Zoe.
no one's logging off. We have Chet, Fredder.
Well, I know nobody's logging off, but I'm talking about before everybody like loses
Seth from
their
Chronic Trips is waiting so patiently for us.
focus. You Zoe owes me $20, so
For
you
a
guys
photo?
Can,
Was that for a photo?
You guys put the number 20 in the comments and put a Z next to it. Put 20.
Seth, I know you're watching. Thank you for being. So Seth was supposed to be on the show yesterday, and for Seth to do this, he went and camped overnight on a mountain in the rain, and then in the morning he realized his signal wasn't good, and he was being very thorough and was like, "Yo, this isn't gonna work for live anything. It's gonna be bad. So, is it okay if I come out another day?" That was hilarious. As soon as Eric's comments to me,
I want to see if everybody.
The show just came to a screeching halt.
Because I want to see if everybody put 20Z because I want my $20. See, we got
the
one.
show just came to a screeching halt. I don't remember what I was saying.
Oh,
he
was talking about Seth was in the.
Yeah, Seth Cheddar Frappier
sacrificed his life.
So he risked at least like normal. So he's out in the wilderness, so it's not like he's exposing himself to, like. If you're gonna go out, that's the place to go. Is like in the middle of nowhere, right, where there's like no other people, which is what he did. And so he was camping out overnight in a tent on the side of a mountain, so they could come live with us. And then it rained out, and it was still raining. And he was like, "Yo, my signal is so bad, I can't come live. And can I do it tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm soaking wet right now." He was like in the cold, soaking wet rain. And I'm like, "Oh God," I felt so bad. And then he's like, but he's awesome. So Chronic Trips is, you can, he'll take you out for guided tours throughout nature. And it's cannabis friendly. So you don't have to be into cannabis, but if you happen to be into cannabis, you're allowed to.
Oh, somebody exposing Seth.
You're allowed to smoke.
Ethan said, "Doesn't Seth Frappuccino camp out every night?"
No, I think. No, I think he's like a nature guy. I think he would prefer to be out in a tent than he would anywhere else. So he does this for a living, though. He takes people around and he does guided tours, and he also has a thing, and he's going to talk to us about it, that has something to do with athletes and nature tours, and that are cannabis friendly, which is awesome.
Let's hear what Seth got to say. Let's give it up for Seth Cheddar Cheese Frappuccino. Oh wait, he didn't pick up yet. Sorry guys, a little too early.
No, I'm not even. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. No, I just have a bunch of people that message me, and so his stuff falls.
Here we go.
Oh, I like this already. I like the cheddar cheese. This is gonna be good.
Hey guys.
Seth,
Introducing Seth Cheddar Cheese Frappuccino. What it do?
Frappuccino here in the
house. Seth, thank you so much for joining us live on the show today. You're from Chronic Trips, and you're outside right now. Where are you?
Yeah, I'm over here in the valley. I should be able to turn this around, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm over here at Mount Sugarloaf.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, this overlooks the Pioneer Valley. So this is one of my favorite spots to come, and it's really quick. You can get from your car up here in like 40 minutes.
That's amazing. And so, Seth, because you're on the side of a mountain right now, so you camped out last night, correct?
Not last night. I did the night before for the other one. Yeah.
You're like, I'm not doing that 2 nights in a row. It's still raining. The hell with that.
Yeah, it was raining all day, so I was like, I'm good with that.
Seth, tell us about Chronic Trips. Tell us what that's all about.
Yeah, so it's an elevated adventure fitness and wellness enthusiast group. Originally, it started in 2016 when the social consumption licenses were kind of on the table. So I was hoping to get my base camp here in the valley going, but I've since had to pivot quite a few times.
And so Are you still like are your trips on hiatus right now, or like so what's going on with it?
Yeah, so right now the trips are kind of on hold, group gatherings and stuff. But I am launching starting 420 online virtual experiences. So through that, people will be able to do hiking, walking, running, mountain biking, all these kind of adventures, post it online, and I'll send them a medal and some recovery salve and all this jazz to get people motivated to the outdoors and connect with nature. Well,
that's amazing. That
sounds in a solitude, isolated way, so everyone's staying safe.
That sounds really cool. So, obviously when you release that, you like all of us will be able to watch it, right? Or we'll be able to see what's going on with it. But for people that want to be involved with it, what's the right way? What's the opportunity? Like what can people do and how do they do that?
Cool. So on 4/20/2020, right, coming up, we're doing the online virtual walk, hike, and run. So people can sign up through the website, chronictrips.com, and they can pick a distance and a category, and the portion of those funds get raised that we're giving to the New England Veterans Alliance. And for everybody that participates, we're planting a tree in the Amazon.
And Superfan Scott must be busy right now, or he's searching powerfully. But where can people connect with you? Like, do you have a Facebook page, an Instagram page? Where do we find you?
All of the above. Yep. Chronic Trips Instagram, Chronic Trips Facebook, chronictrips.com. They can support us through our Patreon, which is we have a geocache challenge going right now. So it gets people out in the woods to adventure in different scenic areas of Mass.
And for people that don't know what a geocache is, why don't you tell us what that is?
So we can't follow quite the general geocaching principles, but the general idea is I put out some puzzles through the Patreon site, and if you find it, if you figure out the puzzles, you'll be able to see what areas the geocaches are in. And then on the second Friday of every month, the coordinates get dropped, and the first one to find them gets them.
Nice.
That's really cool. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's a really fun program. It's probably our most popular program.
Right. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Maybe we should. This is all located in Western Mass. Is that correct?
No, so the geocaches, there's 3 every month. There's one in Eastern Mass, there's one in Central Mass, and there's one in Western Mass.
Wow.
So first one
Western Mass doing that. Who out in
that?
Western Mass doing that for y'all?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Eric, so Western Mass is sort of like so far removed from us. Like Eric isn't sure who's actually out there, but he needs assurance. He needs assurance that people still live out there.
Don't make me drive all the way out there and ain't nothing out there.
Well, once you plug in the coordinates, you just copy and paste from your phone into Google Maps, and it shows you exactly where it is. And the first one to get there, figure out how to get it, and gets it. So
that sounds like
there's always one near somebody, because there's one in Eastern Mass, Western Mass, Central. So there's always one near somebody.
That sounds like amazing fun. And Superfan Scott has pinned your Facebook and IG and your website.
Scott.
Yep, up at the top of the comments. So everyone follow and like.
What you smoking on?
4-way cheese. Go figure.
4-way G's.
Cheese. 4-way cheese.
Oh, 4-way cheese.
Shout out Hole in the Wall.
Oh,
okay.
That's Mark, right? Mark at Hole in the Wall.
Okay.
Yep.
Shout out Mark. Mark, we might like some 4-way cheese. I'm not lactose.
Nah, you just got shouted out on there, so you better deliver something here. Otherwise, we finna edit this video.
Seth, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. Can you give us a couple of more shots of the? And by the way, can you try turning it landscape for a second? Let's see what happens when you do that.
Let me talk about the Can Athlete team real quick, though, too, while I do this.
Oh, yeah, please do that. Tell us all about it.
So I started a Cannabis Athlete team, and their mission also is to promote an elevated, active, and healthy lifestyle through nature and medicine. And so we started out with a team of 10 people. They all have different disciplines and different sports. Some of them are skiers, rock climbers. Some of them are coaches, track coaches, and long distance backpackers. And together we're doing these online virtual experiences. So if you're watching, thanks for watching. He's one of our athlete teams, and he's over in the Adirondacks, Catskills. And,
Shout out to Mo.
So we use that team to promote this elevated, active, and healthy lifestyle, and use these virtual experiences to motivate people outdoors and fulfill our mission.
Nice.
And plant trees. Our number one goal is to plant trees.
Oh, that's very cool. Very cool. So everyone, Seth, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for spending so much time with us
You
today.
ain't got no football players on your crew, so what's up?
Yeah, I think we need someone like you, bud.
Hey, what's up, man?
Well, you guys should definitely connect after the show. And actually, I don't know if you remember, Seth, but there was a few months ago where and life just kind of got busy, but you and I had actually started to talk about what you were doing with athletes and if there was sort of room for Eric or what was the deal. So you two should definitely sync up after the show.
Would love to talk.
Nice.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Seth from Chronic Trips, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it, and we'd love to have you back on
Stay high.
again soon. We'll talk soon. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys. Take care. Thanks for doing what you're doing.
Thanks, Seth. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, that was Seth. Okay. So we had a bunch of people share the stream today because there's a contest. There's still time. Last minute. If you want a vet to win a big package of, it's like T-shirts, a whole bunch of seeds, there's infused honey, there's, come on, help me out.
Half of everything.
If you want half of that prize package, if you want a vet to win half of that prize package, they'll win all.
But it was honey, seeds, shirts.
There was a few other things. And forgive me, Tom, but there were a bunch of other
we can't remember
awesome goodies in there. So Tom Rand from Patriots Helping Vets, who came on earlier, is the sponsor for today's giveaway. So if you share the stream and tag a vet, that vet can potentially win today's prize package. So we just have to figure out, now there's going to be a whole bunch of shares, right? They should all be publicly viewed, which means that when any of our Superfan Scott or Nick the intern go in there, they should be able to see all of them, right? If you accidentally shared it into a group that doesn't have public viewability, we probably can't see it, so that might not have worked. But now's the last chance to share the stream, tag a vet. If we choose that one, that vet is going to win the prize package. Tom Miranda is going to mail out all that amazing stuff. I want what? Oh, there was a chocolate. We forgot the chocolate. That chocolate's really good, too.
Yeah, that chocolate gonna get you right.
It's a...
Seth Cheddar Cheese Frappuccino said, thanks for sticking around, friends. Peace.
I think Seth might have been a little testy that we took so long because Andrew Mutty from Beantown Greentown was having such an amazing segment and sort of dropping a lot of knowledge. Thank you, Seth. Really, thank you for sticking around, Seth. Because Seth,
best show for the
and
guests
you know what,
so
Seth,
far.
And I don't normally like to
that.
do this because
Jason.
I think guests should just come on because it's fun for them. But Seth went through a lot, right?
He sacrificed.
Seth, if you get us your address, we'll make sure you get a little care package of something. It'll be
half
cool.
a care package or something.
We'll make sure that you get some goodies because
What they say is two things for
we were
sure.
that was totally cool. I'm sorry it took so long.
Death and taxes. Always got to pay tax.
The Eric tax.
Just
Definitely
saying,
the
it's
Eric
always
tax.
two things for sure in life: death and taxes.
So Rebecca said I shared, but as I said earlier, I can't tag her friend in it because her friend doesn't want to be tagged. That it's still eligible, and if we pick it, Rebecca, I guess what we'll do is somebody will reach out to you and say, "Yo, who's your friend?" And then if we can't get a hold of them, then it's going to be the next winner.
I
but
don't know,
that
Rebecca.
kinda
You
suck.
better tell them to make a Facebook and log on in. Ain't no freebies
No,
around here.
Seth, I understand, Seth, and I know you were just trying to be kind to your viewers that you dragged kicking and streaming onto this show today. But you're a really good guy, and we really appreciate all the effort. You put in a lot of like physical effort and time
I
into
don't
being
know.
on
That's
today's
still
show, so
not a
we
tag,
appreciate it.
Rebecca. Just because she hopped in and tagged you don't mean nothing. It's got to be. I
Oh,
need to
she's
see
in the room,
tag.
so if she wins,
I
if her friend
understand.
wins.
I see.
Oh,
No,
you're saying
you
doesn't
got-
matter?
yeah, don't
You're saying
matter.
Amanda Joseph needs to
play
go and
rough.
change her
You need to figure it out.
security settings
Yeah, figure it out.
so that her ex-boyfriend can find her again, just so that she can win a package. She's like,
It won't let her tag. Look at she
she's like,
panicking.
I
It won't
swear
let
to
me-
God,
It
I
won't let
swear
me
to
tag
God,
her for
there's
some
a reason why I locked this
Uh-oh.
Facebook down.
You gotta figure it out.
It's gonna have like a
You ain't got enough time.
20-minute opening.
She panicking. She like, oh
you
my
know he's
God.
got that on refresh.
Oh my
Every
God.
day, find you.
It don't
That
matter.
moment you unblock me for a second, I found you.
She says, Mike, you're sick.
Uh-oh.
You're sick.
I like that you got that tone of voice just out of like what
That's
she
you
said.
gotta put some emotion in these. You can tell when there's some emotion. When they don't put no peers, no LOL, no exclamation points, no nothing. That's straight tone right there. That lets you know like I'm straight to the point. She even spell out yours.
See,
She
look,
put
her
you are.
ex-boyfriend, exactly. The ex is like, what? Contest? Confused, honey.
April
I'm down.
said, love you guys. We love you too, April.
What was in here?
You're
It's
you're wanted for a hit and run.
It's too locked down.
You're wanted for a hit and run, April. We got you. Well, we got kind of a little bit of you. You kind of took off kind of fast, so I don't know if we really got you. But Nate, you definitely caught.
No
Nate,
way.
you stood and waved at the camera like, "Hey, it's me."
Here you go.
Oh, y'all see this? This is love right here. This is
You
loyal.
gotta eat one right now.
Loyal love.
You
They're
gotta eat one right
pickled
now.
eggs, and everybody knows.
You're about to watch Eric
Everybody
eat a
that
pickled
knows
egg. This is
pickled
what
egg.
you really
Oh,
tuned in
actually,
for.
Nate sent me this. So Nate told me the story about these pickled eggs. It's some emotion behind these pickled eggs. Apparently, Nate sacrificed his life to go in the store and get these pickled eggs for me. He had to fight off. I think it was 13 people, something like that.
He heard somebody say the word sneeze. And that was it.
I'm gonna look for it right now because this was very dramatic, and so I feel like this is a story that needs to be put out there. So he said he got me these pickled eggs, and I said, "Yo, for real, those are for me. Much love, brother." He said it was the last one in the store. I had to fight off 3 old ladies, 2 old men, 12 kids, a dog, and a cat to get this. So just understand that. That's what he had to do for these eggs. So shout out to Nate, who had to do all that during this crazy virus. On top of that, he just risked his life. I Am Legend style, So shout out to Nate.
And now eat one.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat one now, I guess.
You're gonna spill that juice all over the place. It's gonna be stink. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it's all over your lap. Oh, I don't even want to. God, I don't even want to know what it smells like. I don't want to
It
know.
doesn't smell bad. It just smells like pickled eggs.
Yeah, that doesn't. Since when does that smell good? It doesn't. You need. We're living in a world where there's no such thing as paper towels anymore, or napkins. We're living in a napkinless world. Damn. All right, you still gotta eat one.
How somebody set you up like that? They go,
I-
open the eggs, eat the eggs on camera. What's gonna spill? And then when it spills, he goes, oh,
How's
you
an adult-
spilled
how's
it.
an-
Oh, what type of
How's an
shit
adult not know how to open a?
Come on, dude. I'm not gonna sit here and do this. We want to see Mike get beat up on camera. We're gonna go right outside behind.
Been a
us. We're
long
gonna
time
put-
coming.
Put some ruthless.
Been a long time coming.
These yummy eggs.
Man, you
Woo!
just ripped the Band-Aid off. You just put it right in there. You didn't even like take a bite out of half of it
No.
or anything. You just ate the whole
That's
thing.
how you eat them.
Because you got a giant mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You can fit a whole egg in there.
Mm-hmm. I fit too.
Look, he's not even struggling. He just 2. Okay. 2. Okay.
Shout out
two
to
at, two,
Nate.
at the, 2 at the same time. Okay. It's a little spicy. I can see peppers in there, huh? Is that spicy?
It got a little kick in it, but it's not too much. It's only half a dozen. That's whack. I'm disappointed in these. Lady J said, "Ew."
The stream.
I'm gonna eat another one just for you.
The stream count's just like falling off a cliff right now.
Like,
Actually,
there's eggs on camera. Yes,
he's struggling. He's struggling with those big fingers to get.
Yeah, I do got big fingers, y'all, so don't judge me.
I thought you were gonna do 2 at once.
No, I'm not doing 2 at once.
Oh, okay.
Chipmunk cheeks.
You gotta hold that mic up at some point. Although
That is good.
for all of you who there are some of you who are loving this right now, and there are others of you that
Rebecca
are
says, "Sip
hating
the
this,
juice."
hating this. Oh, you can hear all that egg goodness in there.
You want me to sip the juice?
Oh no.
It's for all the lovely.
No, you know.
Vinegar is good for you.
It's. All right, so I have a game that we can play at some point. It's just it was kind of a mean,
You guys have to understand.
spirited game. But
Vinegar cleans out the stomach.
I've been taking some supplements every morning, and some of them stink so bad that
Hell yeah.
And so I was gonna have you smell the bottles. On a couple of them.
Was it? Was it fish oils?
No, but that's the thing is you would have to guess. You'd have to smell it and guess.
Oh no, I'm cool. I won't be able to guess that.
No, you might. Some of them, I'm telling you, you'll be able to. It's gross. Shout out to Red Blazer. I know he watches.
Dad.
I know he watches.
The only thing
He
that I
never
don't
comments,
eat
though.
is I don't
Chocolate.
eat chocolate. I do if
And
like
meat.
yeah, and I don't eat meat. But like the stuff that I actually don't like are like peas. Peas are probably the only thing that I don't like green peas. I don't like the way they smell, the way they look, the way they mush. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of peas.
Oh, peas are disgusting. That's finally something that we agree on for food. Cause
Peas are the only thing that I don't eat. Like I wouldn't. Now I'll eat it like when it's like in Chinese rice and stuff,
Dude.
Chinese food rice. Like that's fine, but like I would never take out a can of peas and boil them and then put them on my plate. Negative. Would never happen.
And this is
And if you do see me doing that, just know that the world is something happens.
so Eric has, for those of you who don't know, Eric does have a
These eggs
fairly
are-
iron constitution, right? Like he can eat stuff, including if he makes dinner and he let's say he leaves the pan on the stove overnight, the next day
I will eat
he has no problem eating that, and his body has no problem with that either. Like I don't even know where I was going with this, but because
If it's
so for a
not
guy
24 hours,
for a guy to say that he doesn't like peas, he will not eat peas, and this is the same guy that I don't know, pick something cream based that you're gonna leave out on the stove for 24 hours, and he'll eat it, and his body he's like, that was good, and his body is like, yeah, I have no problem with that. He doesn't like peas. Don't feed your
Jessica,
don't feed your kids peas.
if peas are your favorite vegetable, there's absolutely no way we can be friends. I'm sorry. That is.
You know what? If you like peas, put a number 1 in the comments, and if you
Saute
don't like
them with
peas,
butter
put a
yam?
number 2 in the comments.
Or saute with butter. Yum. I thought I said yum.
Sauteed with butter.
No. Negative. Sorry,
Yeah.
Amanda. Try again.
It needs to be slathered in sauce and not have the texture or taste of peas at
First
all.
of
And then
all,
maybe we're talking.
If you just take the can of peas, look at this. How you make peas? You take the can, right? You look at it, you examine it, make sure it looks all nice. You crack it open, or however you do it. You use a can opener or whatever. You take your time, open it nice and slow, and then by that time you should already have smelled it to where you're walking towards the bathroom ready to throw up. Take the can of peas with you, and then you can just throw them in a the toilet and then throw up, and then now you just got it all in the toilet all at once. So for all you pee lovers out there, that's the perfect way to eat peas.
Or donate them to your local food pantry.
No, I love all my greens. Peas is just not one of them at all.
No. Yeah, peas are gross.
Nate, these eggs was fire though, bro. Much love.
That's definitely a you gift because I don't want anything.
Hold on. Now we got some good comments. I think somebody just put themselves out there that I don't think they ready for this, but Amanda apparently said, "Nah, y'all just need to taste my cooking, and I would use fresh peas." Silly. Well, okay, since you, nice. Since you putting yourself out there, Miss Amanda, how about you just make them peas and go on and ship them on over here? Shipping on over here. But you ain't got to make peas. You can clearly make a whole nother meal that would be 1,000 times better.
So we had a security breach earlier.
Security? No, we had a hit and run. That's what we had. Ding dong ditch.
Shout out to Nate and Averill, Healthy Futures Farms.
I mushed them up at Halloween. They make a great booger base to trick kids with. That's kind of funny.
Shout out to Healthy Futures Farms, who not only brought us a care package today, but also is the farm partner with the charity that we have going to not only support local farms, but get that farm fresh organic produce out to people who need it right now. So there's a charity fundraiser going on. Donate, please. Look, he's almost done with the entire bottle. That normally lasts like a family of 4 people like months because nobody eats that many pickled eggs. Was that your 4th or 5th one?
My 4th.
There's 6 in the package. Those are from Lisbon, Portugal, by the way.
Antonio's.
Oh, they're actually from New Bedford, Mass. I'm sorry. Okay.
Let me figure out how to do that. Okay, Amanda. Now, just know, whatever you put out there is going to get eaten on camera, so.
And normally I wouldn't keep mentioning them, but the Irie Bliss stuff that they sent us today was a game changer. And I don't actually ever say that about anyone's stuff ever, so it's kind of weird. If you guys can send more of that, that'd be good, because
Averill said, we are not organic. We are
better
than organic, okay? Get it correct,
it's just
y'all.
awkward for me to always say, and
Get
they're
it
better
correct.
than organic. It's really awkward for me to say that. You need, like, so what is the word for better than organic? Like, superganic?
Organic.
Superganic?
Organic.
So y'all can also order T-shirts from Nate and Averill from Healthy Futures Farms or from Between the Rows. We're gonna have merch in the next couple of days. We're gonna have Nick the intern come on.
We're gonna have pickled egg merch.
Apparently, pickled eggs and Kushroom. It's gonna be like a little pickled egg character and a little Kushroom character.
Ooh, Scott said a good one. Beyond organic.
Beyond organic.
Nice.
Yeah, Rebecca. I'm sorry. No. It said Lisbon on it. The name of the company. They decided to name the company Lisbon.
Averill said we want to call it BTO.
It's Antonio's, but it's packaged by Lisbon, which
BTO better than organic.
Very confusing. There's a leaf in there.
Nate comment. Everybody got to pay attention when Nate comment. It's rare. It's like seeing a unicorn. Clean farming, he says. That's what it's called. Get it correct, y'all. Clean farming.
That just sounds like you wash your hands well, though. That sounds like you took a shower. That doesn't sound like better than organic.
Dang, Nate, he criticizing you, bro.
It needs to be like uber clean farming or something. I don't even know. I'm just throwing it out there.
You're gonna have Nate going to troll mode now.
Chemical free, yeah. Sustainable produce.
I can see him typing right now. His fingers is blazing.
He's so hot he can't even type right now. He's like mashing the keyboard.
He's like, I can't believe he would say that.
Autocorrect just gave up. It's like I don't even know what he's talking about anymore.
Come on, Nate. Let's see it, Nate. Go on.
And Nate, if you really want to support the show, and of course, making the trek out here to bring us stuff definitely supports the show. But if you really want to support the show, you can comment more. Oh, all right. So let's find the winner for the contest because there's all kinds of stuff, and I'm gonna try to bring up the.
Jason said orgasmic vegetables.
Okay, I guess that's a possibility.
Megaganic. My dog Michael said.
I enjoy it when people who are good friends with me who know I'm on the show at this moment are messaging me, but it's not even stuff about the show. They're just like, "Hi, I have something to ask you about something," and then I'm like looking for stuff and I can't find it so I'm gonna look for.
Averill said we do also wash our hands.
That's weird.
Also.
Well, but yes, clean farming just sounds, I get it now that you're telling us, but most people that just sounds. I'm looking for Tom's.
Rebecca and Amanda is having a conversation within the comments.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, just having a back and forth.
What are they saying?
Nate hit you with Nate took the high road. Okay, Nate.
What did he say?
I see you taking the high road. Nate just said, okay, with a happy face. That means I'll see you soon. Okay, Nate. He took the high road. He was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let him live today. You got one more time. Strike two.
Well, that was my thing. All right, so I'm gonna bring up the.
Rebecca said they definitely keep me entertained during quarantine. They come on every day at 10. She getting us right. She hooking us up. Amanda said, "Good to know."
So it's
every day 10 a.m. Amanda, be on time.
So this is the package. So there were some other things in there too, and if y'all look closely, I don't know if I can help you to see. Let's see if we can zoom in. Man, there's a lot of tech debt going on with this show right now. Here we can zoom in here.
They said check out the bud.
So so there's all kinds of stuff in there.
It, Nate. I can't wait.
You can see it. So look, you got some newts. You got some.
That's everything we giving
honey.
away.
There's extra stuff. He didn't even tell us about everything. Look at this. Look at what's in here. What's that? Come on. That looks amazing. I want to win this. I wish, vets. Oh, you're eating. Let's get to it. Ooh, you ate another egg. All right, so last chance, everyone. If you want your vet loved one or friend to win that prize pack, share this stream and tag your vet friend, or at least name them in the comments. And within like 2 or 3 minutes, you got like 2 or 3 minutes, so do it. And you'll see on the screen, it'll like show up somewhere over here if you actually do that. So
Dan said, what else in the bag besides the egg?
There was this, Dan, which smells good.
Don't smell like eggs.
And then there were eggs and bacon and 2 onion rolls.
Eggs, bacon, and what?
2 onion rolls.
2 onion rolls.
And this is weird, but you'll probably like it.
Oh, it's tuna.
It's the thing to add to tuna. Jalapeno to make it spicy.
Oh, okay.
And it's got extra dolphin in it.
Damn.
It's bold. It says it's bold.
Shout out to Healthy Futures Farm, keeping me nice and pumped up for the morning. I see these arms.
I hear the dings, which means some of you guys are sharing the stream, which is awesome. Keep it up so this way we can get some of the vets.
Heather Brown said, you guys bring me some serious smiles.
Oh.
Thank you.
Sweet.
All right. I'm good now, guys.
I'm making them emotional.
Yeah, what's up, man? You guys stop with all the sentimental stuff.
We're going to have merch soon, and Nick the intern's going to come on, and we have a huge contest coming up.
Yes, Miss Duff is budding.
It's like huge. The prizes are like hundreds of dollars worth of stuff, and they're really cool. They're like pretty sweet. I've spilled the beans to a couple of people privately. They kind of already know, but it's going to be fun. and it's gonna raise some money for some good. And
April said they're for bagels. I think she's saying this is for bagels.
no, it looks like it goes on tuna. It says it's tuna, and it's got.
No, it is tuna, but it goes on bagels.
Wait, there's tuna inside of there right
Tuna
now.
inside of it.
And it's mixed with jalapeno.
And it's mixed with jalapeno.
So it's like raw. It's like raw, not
tuna
raw,
with
but it's
jalapeno.
like tuna.
It's a spread. It's a tuna
But it's-
spread.
No, it's like
jalapeno.
a little cold packet of tuna.
Yeah.
That's so.
Jessica
weird.
said,
And this was-
"Mike, you got a nice tie today."
Who said that?
Jessica A.
Hey,
The
Jessica.
one that like peas. Who says her
Oh.
favorite vegetable?
Yeah. All right. Moving on. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate it.
He
It's
was
a
not
Versace. It's a
kidding.
Versace
You ain't
tag.
kidding, Jessica.
Just
Don't let him.
wondering. All right. So, what was your?
She said it's Jessica B said it's flavored tuna packet, bro. We got like 15 Jessicas.
Oh, before we start, Scott.
Oh, they
Can you
said
see all the
not
shares
onion
Superman
rolls.
Scott-
She said bagel rolls.
Oh, it's because they have poppy seeds on them.
I thought it was an onion.
Well, it looks just like an onion roll. Look, when you look from this angle, it looks like an onion roll. I thought it was an onion roll, which I would be perfectly happy with. What's wrong with an onion roll?
That was completely different.
Ain't-
Onion
ain't-
to a bagel.
Ain't nobody need no poppy seeds.
In a bag
Poppy
of bagels
seeds-
in addition to the tuna.
Can somebody explain to me why poppy seeds are actually a thing? Like, why is there such a thing
The
as?
bagels were for the do-it-yourself breakfast sandwich kit.
Well, the only possible thing would have been for you to put some of that tuna creations. Now it makes me really nervous that it's called tuna creations and it's actually tuna in there. I thought it was just like stuff you mix with tuna.
Michael Conrad said, "Love all the support for vets. We appreciate all the resources today and entertainment. You started my Saturday off on the right foot. Well, I hope you still got your left foot."
Well, he's a vet, so there's a risk.
Oh no, that actually really did. I'm sorry if. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not on this show. Not on this. that really. Oh.
Oh, I got you hard.
Man, that hurt. That would hurt if that was. Yeah, you guys see me.
All right, so here's how we're gonna do today's. What's your favorite jersey number out of all your jersey numbers?
My favorite was probably 15.
Oh, number 15. And
yeah.
and why? Where was that jersey number from?
It's my high school number.
It was your high school number, and you played 4 years of football.
In high school?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So 4 times 15 is 60. So the magic number today is 60. Because I just wanted to make it a little bit bigger than
You
the low
asking me
number.
math questions on camera.
Well, I thought you were going to say like 50 something because a lot of your numbers were in the 50s. I thought you were going to say that. And I was trying to. Magic number today is 60. So Scott, the super fan, if you can go through all the shares right now from today's show that are public that have somebody tagged in it, if you could please just count through them, and if you get down to the bottom of the list and you haven't hit 60 yet, just start back up at the top. And we're about to choose the winner for that. Really, so I have to be honest. So Tom sent me the photo.
Heather just told us something very important for everybody to know out there. She said, if you eat too many, I'm thinking she's talking about the poppy seeds on a bagel. Said, but be careful. But you got to be careful because they will cause you to fail a drug test if you eat them all the time. And I actually read that somewhere, which is why I wanted to say that because I think that's true.
By the way, this is the prize pack, which is a little zoomed in. But there's so much good stuff in there, and I didn't want to. I'm getting hungry. I didn't want to tell people that they were winning stuff, and then Tom be like, "Yo, I wasn't planning on giving away all of that." So I was trying to downplay it at first, but This might be one of the cooler
You
prize
wanna eat
packs
that
that we've given
bagel?
away everywhere.
You should eat that bagel. Eat the bagel. You made me eat them eggs.
Yeah, so Scott, who is the first share that has a vet? I got you. There's only 59 shares. It makes it easy for you. That means in your list, Scott, the first. And I bet you Scott was the first one to share, and he's a vet, but he didn't necessarily have his own name in there.
I know how much Eric Martin enjoys his tuna and hot peppers. Averill said that. I'm guessing. Unless somebody else knows that. Who knows that?
No,
Who
she.
knows all my secrets?
So Averill was saying that whenever she comes
Who knows all my
to watch the
secret
show,
stuff?
that like sometimes it thinks that it's her, and sometimes it thinks that she's Disrupt Boston.
Averill, you can't be playing two identities. Come on. Can't be playing two identities. My drug test came positive for opiates. I said I had a bagel, and they said, "What about the what about the cocaine and X?" I said it was an
Everything bagel. Oh, that's a good
That's
one,
a good
Rebecca.
one.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
You put everything on there, right? Shit.
That's really good. Thanks, Rebecca.
That was funny. Yo, that was funny. Woo, that tickled me.
So Superfriend Scott, a bet needs to
Ooh.
win. So who was the first share? And we'll, you know what?
Averill was calling her. She said she won. I was probably the first, and I tagged Scott. She said,
It would be really cool if Scott won right now. Yeah, Tom Rand, thank you so much for coming on. Thanks to Andrew Muddy for coming on today. Thanks to
Nick just said,
Thanks to
I'm
Seth.
paying my rent right now.
well, he's working.
Great. Thanks for
That's
telling
why.
us,
That's
Nick.
why he's not really active.
Make sure you put on the date you don't put just 20. You got to put 2020. Otherwise, they can like say it's from 20, like another date. So just make sure you put 2020 on it. We wouldn't want them saying you pay rent from a couple years back. Of course, Tom. Tom says thank you guys for the opportunity to reach more veterans. Much love. Averill said, I have multiple personalities. Well, let's just try to stick to one on the show.
It's so funny because Scott probably hates this part of figuring out who won too. And it was, by the way, I just have to go on record and say that this was Scott's idea today. Scott was like, "Why don't we do shares?"
But
And I'm
Scott
like-
is really trying to win. Scott
I'm like,
is not bullshitting today.
Okay, all right, there we go. So today's winner, do you see it? You see it right there? I'm gonna say it. Scott just told us who won. See Scott Peets? It says. So who won? He says somebody tagged who?
I don't know where that's at. Where you read?
At the bottom, it says Scott Peets. That's
Oh.
Superfan Scott's real name.
Wait, Jessica. Baker. Jessica. Hey.
No. So today's winner is Scott
Today's winner is Scotty Too Hottie.
because Jessica did the share and she tagged
Because
Scott.
Jessica did the
And
share.
Scott
and
is a
tagged
vet, and Scott is our super fan, and he does so
Scott
much
is
for the
a
show.
vet.
And he was even saying while we were looking at the prize package, he was commenting himself how much he wanted to win, and then he actually won. Jessica, thank you so much. You are responsible for
Ooh.
Scott winning that
I was on-
amazing,
Jessica
and
said I was on top of it.
beautiful, all kinds of stuff.
So
especially over
Scott, now
here,
that you
all
have
this
won, we
stuff.
glad to show you all the stuff.
I said all this.
Look at all that good stuff. Woo! Celebrate Scott. Now guess what happens?
Super
Taxes. Taxes. You gotta pay taxes on it, Scott. So I'll be seeing you pretty soon to collect my half, or at least 45%. Ha ha. Sorry about it. Sorry to ruin the fun, but hey, that's what happens. The state comes in and we gotta get our cut too. Gotta get our cut too.
So shout out to everyone for joining us today. We really, really appreciate all of you. Congratulations to Scott, the super fan, who won. Tom's feeling guilty now. Tom's like, I'll pay the taxes.
No, we just playing Tom. I'm not really gonna take.
Well, and plus,
I might.
yeah, no, and he's still gonna go to Scott anyway.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like,
I
"Yo,
mean, Scott
cough
not
it
gonna
up,
get it easy.
cough it up, Scott."
Yeah, you're not gonna get it easy now, my brother.
Shout out to everyone who joined us today. Thank you for sticking with us.
Oh yeah.
Well, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to them.
I was just agreeing. But
Oh yeah, no, oh yeah, that way. I got
do you guys see where this is what happens when you shut in with somebody? They just start. It's the little things. You see how he just picked. You see what he just did? That little stuff right there. This is what it's starting to turn into. He just bark. He can't take it. It's breaking him, and he just starting to see all the little things that's happening in his relationship, and now it's starting to put a lot of heat on me, and I'm starting to feel all this pressure, and I just can't take it. Y'all don't understand. When these cameras come off, it's a lot different. All that he's showing right now, it ain't like that when these cameras go off. This is my only let out.
I told you to shut up.
I'm sorry.
You to shut up.
I'm sorry.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry.
Talk to you after the show. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Thanks to our guest Andrew Mutty from Beantown Greentown. Thank you to Tom Rand from Patriots helping.
Hold on. Before we go, Nate just got mad. Everybody, you know what happens when that happens. You gotta stop the show. Nate says you're not gonna show none of the bud. All right, Nate, we'll do it.
Oh, so Heather Brown asked you one, by the way, yesterday. We actually had a separate video that we went live and announced and called the person who won.
That's some
Somebody did one.
crystals. Let me see if I can get this in the camera. Yeah, that's as close as I can get. I'm using my black as like a
Kush room. Oh, as the backdrop?
yeah.
That's smart.
You guys can see that.
That's
Yeah.
smart.
Let me stop smiling.
The
Close
weed,
my eyes.
the weed really pops against your chocolate.
Oh, I look like a black screen, huh?
Mm-hmm. You're like that black velvet stuff that people photograph stuff against.
Blink twice. Dan said, blink twice if you need help.
We don't you have a new ending for the show? I forget what it is.
Nah, you supposed to say it.
No. So remind me again what I'm supposed to start saying.
This is how it goes. Mike's supposed to say the show is called Good Morning Shut-Ins, and I'm supposed to go, and we shutting out.
No. Wait,
We
who
live.
won? Who won? Who won?
Scott.
Oh, Scott won. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wow.
See you later. I
That's
don't
what
know.
happens when you smoke too much.